Persistence is the force that turns dreams into reality. It is the quality that separates those who achieve greatness from those who give up along the way. Many of the most successful individuals in history have faced countless failures, yet they persisted. Thomas Edison failed 1,000,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Colonel Sanders was rejected over 1,000 times before his KFC recipe was accepted. Life is an unpredictable journey filled with obstacles, setbacks, and moments of doubt. No matter how talented or intelligent a person may be, challenges are inevitable. This is where persistence plays a crucial role. It builds resilience, the ability to withstand difficulties and emerge stronger with every hardship. Resilience is not something we are born with. It is developed through continuous effort and the refusal to give up, even when the road ahead seems impossible to travel. When a person persists through adversity, they train their mind to endure pain, rejection, and failure without losing sight of their goals. Every time they push forward despite hardships, they strengthen their ability to cope with uncertainty and setbacks. Just as a muscle grows stronger with resistance training, resilience is developed by facing challenges head-on and refusing to surrender. History is filled with examples of individuals who exemplified resilience through persistence. Consider the story of Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison but never gave up his fight for justice and equality. His resilience was not built overnight, it was the result of unwavering persistence in the face of extreme hardship. Similarly, athletes who undergo rigorous training endure pain, exhaustion, and failure, but their persistence enables them to become champions. Their resilience is forged through years of pushing past their limits, refusing to let setbacks define them. Resilience is what allows a person to stand tall after being knocked down. Without persistence, even the most talented individuals would succumb to failure and abandon their dreams. It is the difference between those who merely desire success and those who actually achieve it. Persistent individuals understand that obstacles are not roadblocks, but stepping stones. Instead of being discouraged by failure, they see it as a necessary part of growth. The world is full of people who had great ideas, immense potential, and extraordinary talent, but gave up too soon because they lacked resilience. The ability to persist is what transforms dreams into reality. When you persist through hardships, you build the strength to handle even greater challenges in the future. Every difficulty overcome adds another layer of resilience, making you more capable of handling whatever life throws your way. Without persistence, success is fleeting. Without resilience, one moment of failure can shatter years of hard work. But when persistence and resilience go hand in hand, there is no limit to what can be achieved. Failure is often seen as the enemy of success, but in reality, it is one of the most valuable experiences a person can have. Many people fear failure because it brings disappointment, frustration, and sometimes even embarrassment. However, the truth is that failure is not the opposite of success. It is an essential part of the journey toward achieving greatness. Every failure contains lessons, insights, and opportunities for growth that cannot be learned through success alone. Consider the story of Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb. He failed thousands of times before finally discovering the right design that worked. When asked about his repeated failures, he famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 1,000,000 ways that won't work." This mindset is the essence of persistence. Seeing every setback as a learning experience rather than a reason to quit. If Edison had viewed his failures as dead ends, he would have never revolutionized the world with his inventions. Failure is a teacher, guiding us toward better strategies, improved methods, and deeper wisdom. Every mistake provides a lesson, revealing what works and what doesn't. When people allow failure to discourage them, they miss out on these lessons and ultimately rob themselves of the chance to grow. The most successful individuals in history did not achieve greatness because they avoided failure. They succeeded because they embraced it, learned from it, and used it as a stepping stone to something greater. The world of business provides countless examples of failure leading to success. Before Apple became the technological giant it is today, Steve Jobs was fired from his own company. At that moment, it seemed like a devastating failure. But instead of giving up, he used that experience to refine his vision and develop new ideas. Years later, he returned to Apple and led it to unprecedented success. His failure was not the end, it was a stepping stone to something even bigger. Even in our personal lives, failure plays an essential role in shaping our character. A child learning to walk falls hundreds of times before taking their first steps. If they gave up after falling once or twice, they would never learn to walk. The same principle applies to every goal we pursue, whether it's starting a business, mastering a skill, or overcoming a personal challenge. The journey to success is paved with failures. But those failures are what make success possible in the first place. Failure only becomes a dead end when a person chooses to stop trying. Those who persist despite their failures will eventually find their way forward. The key is to shift our perspective, to see every setback not as proof of our inadequacy, but as proof that we are on the path to something greater. The people who change the world, achieve their dreams, and leave a lasting impact are not those who never fail. They are those who refuse to let failure define them. Success is not reserved for the most intelligent, the wealthiest, or the luckiest. It belongs to those who refuse to quit. The path to greatness is never smooth, and every person who has achieved something extraordinary has faced difficulties, failures, and moments of doubt. What sets them apart from the rest is not their circumstances, but their unshakable determination to keep going no matter what. In every field, whether it be science, business, sports, or the arts, history is filled with examples of individuals who persevered despite overwhelming obstacles. Consider the story of J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series. Before she became one of the most successful authors in history, her manuscript was rejected by 12 different publishers. She was a single mother, struggling with financial difficulties. Yet she refused to give up on her dream. Had she decided to quit after the first few rejections, the world would have never known the magic of Harry Potter. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is the willingness to keep going when things get tough. Every person faces setbacks, but those who achieve success are the ones who push past their failures instead of surrendering to them. The road to victory is often filled with disappointments, delays, and obstacles, but perseverance transforms those challenges into stepping stones. Take Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time. As a teenager, he was cut from his high school basketball team. Many would have taken that rejection as a sign to quit, but Jordan used it as motivation. He practiced harder, pushed himself further, and eventually became a global icon in sports. His success was not handed to him. It was earned through relentless persistence. In the world of business, countless entrepreneurs have faced failures before achieving success. Elon Musk, one of the most influential innovators of our time, experienced multiple failures with his companies, including Tesla and SpaceX. At one point, both companies were on the verge of collapse. Many advised him to give up, but he refused. Today, those same companies are revolutionizing the future of transportation and space exploration. His story proves that quitting is the only real failure. Success is not about never facing difficulties, it is about refusing to let those difficulties stop you. Many people quit when they are just one step away from a breakthrough. They allow fear, self-doubt, or temporary setbacks to convince them that their dreams are unattainable. But those who persist through challenges eventually reach their goals, proving that perseverance is the true key to success. It is easy to start something, but only those who keep going until the very end achieve greatness. No matter how many times you fall, as long as you stand up and continue moving forward, success will eventually be yours. Many people believe that success happens overnight, that one big breakthrough, one lucky moment, or one grand effort will bring them everything they desire. But the reality is far different. True success is not built in a single day. It is the result of small, consistent efforts repeated over time. Every great achievement in history has been the result of persistence, patience, and the ability to keep going even when progress seems slow. Consider the process of growing a tree. When a seed is planted, it does not immediately sprout into a towering tree the next day. It takes weeks, months, and even years of steady nourishment, sunlight, and water before it grows into something strong and unshakable. If a farmer digs up the seed every few days to check if it is growing, they will destroy the very process needed for growth. Success works the same way. It requires consistent effort even when results are not immediately visible. One of the most powerful examples of this principle is seen in the world of fitness and health. Imagine someone who wants to lose weight or build muscle. If they go to the gym once and expect to see instant results, they will be disappointed. But if they commit to exercising regularly, eating healthy, and making small but sustainable changes, over time their body will transform. The same workout that seemed ineffective on the first day will eventually lead to massive progress when repeated over weeks and months. This principle applies to every aspect of life. Learning a new skill, growing a business, improving relationships, or achieving personal goals. The most successful people understand that consistency is more important than intensity. A person who writes just 500 words every day will have written a full book within a few months. A student who studies for just 1 hour daily will outperform someone who crams at the last moment. Success is a product of small efforts multiplied over time. One of the greatest examples of this is the story of Warren Buffett, one of the world's most successful investors. His wealth did not come from a single lucky investment, but from decades of compounding growth. He started small, made wise investments consistently, and allowed time to do the rest. Today he is one of the richest men in the world, not because of a single moment of brilliance, but because of consistent, disciplined effort over a lifetime. The problem many people face is impatience. They want quick results, and when they don't see immediate success, they give up too soon. But every major success story proves that small daily actions lead to massive long-term rewards. Just like water can carve through rock, over time with persistence. Even the smallest actions, when repeated consistently, have the power to create extraordinary results. The key is to trust the process. Even when progress feels slow, even when results seem invisible, every small effort is bringing you closer to your goal. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who made one big move. They are the ones who committed to small, consistent efforts that eventually led them to greatness. At the core of persistence lies one of the most important traits a person can have: self-belief. Without belief in oneself, persistence becomes impossible. It is self-belief that gives a person the strength to keep moving forward even when the world seems to be against them. It is self-belief that allows a person to rise after failure, to push through doubt, and to continue striving for success despite the obstacles in their path. Many people have dreams, ambitions, and goals, but only a few ever achieve them. The difference between those who succeed and those who give up often comes down to one simple thing: whether or not they believe in themselves. A person who lacks self-confidence will crumble at the first sign of failure, convinced that they are not good enough. But someone who truly believes in their own abilities will see failure as nothing more than a temporary setback. History is filled with stories of people who achieved the impossible simply because they refused to doubt themselves. Take the story of Oprah Winfrey. She was born into poverty, faced countless hardships, and was even told she was unfit for television early in her career. Many people in her situation would have given up, accepting the idea that they were not destined for success. Today she is one of the most influential and successful media personalities in the world, not because her journey was easy, but because she refused to let doubt stop her. The power of self-belief is also evident in the world of sports. Muhammad Ali, one of the greatest boxers of all time, repeatedly declared, "I am the greatest," before he ever won a championship. His belief in himself was so strong that it became a self-fulfilling prophecy. Even in moments of struggle, even when people doubted him, he continued to persist because in his mind failure was never an option. But self-belief is not just about confidence. It is about trusting the process. Many people quit too soon because they don't believe their efforts will pay off. They start something new, but the moment they face difficulties, they doubt themselves and walk away. However, those who truly believe in their potential know that success is not immediate. They understand that greatness is built through consistent effort over time. One of the biggest obstacles to self-belief is negative thinking. People who constantly doubt themselves, who focus on their weaknesses instead of their strengths, and who allow fear to control them, will always struggle to persist. That is why it is so important to persist and determination. Self-belief is not something a person is born with. It is something that is built through action, experience, and persistence. The truth is, if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. People are drawn to those who have confidence in their abilities. Opportunities come to those who carry themselves with certainty. The world will always have skeptics, critics, and doubters, but those who persist despite the negativity are the ones who ultimately achieve success. No matter how difficult the journey, no matter how many setbacks arise, a person who truly believes in themselves will find a way forward. Self-belief is the foundation of persistence, and persistence is the key to success. Obstacles are an inevitable part of life. No matter how talented, intelligent, or well-prepared a person is, they will face difficulties along their journey. These challenges may come in the form of personal failures, financial struggles, criticism from others, or unexpected setbacks. But the people who succeed are not the ones who never face obstacles. They are the ones who develop the right mindset to overcome them. A strong mindset is the foundation of persistence. It is what separates those who push through difficulties from those who give up at the first sign of resistance. Many people fail not because they lack ability, but because they lack the mental strength to keep going when things get tough. Developing this strength requires a deep understanding of how to deal with challenges, rejections, and failures without letting them define or discourage you. One of the biggest obstacles people face is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. This fear can paralyze even the most talented individuals, making them hesitate, doubt themselves, or abandon their dreams altogether. But those with a strong mindset learn to face their fears head on. They understand that fear is a natural part of growth, and instead of allowing it to hold them back, they use it as fuel to move forward. Consider the story of Walt Disney, one of the most creative visionaries in history. Before he built the Disney empire, he faced multiple failures, including being fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination. He struggled financially and even faced rejection when trying to launch his first company. Many people would have let these failures crush their spirits, but Disney had a mindset of persistence. He refused to let obstacles stop him, and today his name is synonymous with creativity and success. Another key aspect of a strong mindset is adaptability. Obstacles are often unpredictable, and the path to success is rarely a straight line. Those who persist are the ones who learn how to adjust, adapt, and find new solutions when their original plans don't work. When the Wright brothers were working to invent the first successful airplane, they faced repeated failures. Their designs crashed over and over again. But instead of giving up, they studied their mistakes, made adjustments, and kept improving. Their strong mindset allowed them to overcome setbacks, leading to one of the most groundbreaking inventions in history. A strong mindset also means having patience and endurance. Many people give up too soon because they expect quick results. They want success to come easily, and when they don't see immediate progress, they become discouraged. But those who persist understand that success is a long-term game. They are willing to endure hardships, stay focused, and keep working even when results are not visible yet. Obstacles test a person's determination, and the only way to overcome them is by building mental resilience. A strong mindset does not mean ignoring difficulties. It means facing them with courage, learning from them, and continuing forward. Every great achievement in history was accomplished by someone who encountered obstacles, but refused to let them win. When you develop a strong mindset, no obstacle is too great to overcome. The journey may be difficult, but persistence ensures that no challenge is permanent. Those who keep pushing forward, no matter how many setbacks they face, are the ones who ultimately reach success. Failure is often seen as the end of the road, a sign to stop and give up. But in reality, failure is not the opposite of success. It is a crucial part of it. Every great achievement is built on a foundation of failed attempts, mistakes, and setbacks. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they respond to failure. Those who persist see failure not as a reason to quit, but as a stepping stone towards success. The truth is, no one succeeds without failing first. The world's most accomplished individuals, entrepreneurs, athletes, scientists, artists, all have one thing in common. They failed multiple times before they succeeded. But instead of allowing failure to discourage them, they used it as a learning experience. They adapted their strategies and kept moving forward. One of the most famous examples of persistence in the face of failure is Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb. Edison conducted thousands of failed experiments before finally creating a working light bulb. When asked about his failures, he didn't see them as defeats. Instead, he famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 1,0,0,0,0 ways that won't work." This mindset of persistence is what led to his groundbreaking invention, which changed the world forever. Another powerful example is Albert Einstein, who struggled in school and was once told by teachers that he would never amount to anything. Imagine if he had believed them and given up. Instead, he persisted, continued learning, and went on to revolutionize science with his theories of relativity. His failures did not define him, his persistence did. Failure is not something to be feared. It is something to be embraced and learned from. Every failure contains valuable lessons that help refine skills, improve strategies, and strengthen character. Those who give up after failing miss out on the opportunity to grow. But those who persist, who see failure as a lesson rather than a loss, eventually find success. A great example of persistence turning failure into success is Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba. Before achieving success, he was rejected from dozens of jobs, including one at KFC. He applied to Harvard multiple times and was rejected each time. Many people would have given up after so many rejections, believing they were not meant to succeed, but Jack Ma did not let failure stop him. He kept pushing forward, learning from his setbacks, and eventually built one of the largest e-commerce companies in the world. This principle applies to every area of life. A musician who is rejected by record labels can still become a global star if they keep improving and trying. An athlete who loses their first few competitions can still become a champion if they refuse to quit. A business owner who experiences failure in their first few ventures can still build a multi-million-dollar company if they learn from their mistakes and keep going. The key to success is changing the way you view failure. Instead of seeing it as the end, see it as a necessary part of the journey. Instead of allowing it to break you, allow it to build you. The most successful people in the world were not the ones who never failed, they were the ones who failed the most and kept going. Persistence transforms failure from a roadblock into a stepping stone. The more you fail, the more you learn, and the more you learn, the closer you get to success. No failure is final unless you decide to stop trying. Success is not reserved for the most talented, the luckiest, or the wealthiest. It belongs to those who refuse to give up. The people who achieve greatness are not necessarily the ones who start out with the best resources, the best skills, or the best opportunities. They are the ones who persist, who endure setbacks, and who continue striving forward no matter how many times they are knocked down. The only real failure in life is the decision to quit. Many people dream of success, but few are willing to persist through difficulties to achieve it. The road to success is often long and filled with obstacles, failures, criticism, doubts, and hardships. Most people give up when they encounter resistance. They start a journey with enthusiasm, but the moment they face difficulties, they lose motivation and abandon their goals. But those who succeed understand that struggles are a necessary part of the process. They know that persistence is the ultimate key to turning dreams into reality. Take the example of J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. Before she became one of the most successful authors in history, she was a struggling single mother living in poverty. She sent her manuscript to multiple publishers only to be rejected time and time again. Many people in her position would have given up, believing they were not meant to succeed. But Rowling refused to quit. She kept submitting her book, believing in her story and in herself. Eventually, a small publisher gave her a chance, and today, Harry Potter is one of the most beloved book series of all time. Her success did not come from luck, it came from persistence. This principle applies not just to authors or business leaders, but to every aspect of life. Every athlete who becomes a champion, every scientist who makes a breakthrough, every entrepreneur who builds a successful company, all of them have one thing in common: they never gave up. Consider Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time. As a young player, he was cut from his high school basketball team. Many people would have seen that as a sign to stop. But Jordan didn't quit. He trained harder, practiced longer, and developed his skills to an unmatched level. He turned rejection into motivation. His persistence paid off, and today his name is synonymous with greatness. Another incredible story of persistence is that of Colonel Sanders, the founder of KFC. At the age of 65, when most people retire, he traveled across the country trying to sell his fried chicken recipe. He was rejected over 1,000 times before finally finding a restaurant willing to take a chance on his idea. If he had given up after 100 rejections or 500 or even 1,000, the world would never have known KFC. But he refused to stop. His persistence led to the creation of one of the biggest fast food chains in history. Success is never guaranteed, but failure is certain for those who give up. The people who make it in life are the ones who keep going, despite the challenges, who learn from their mistakes, and who push forward with unwavering determination. Persistence is the great equalizer. It does not matter where you start or how many times you fail. If you have the determination to keep moving forward, success will eventually find you. The only people who never achieve their dreams are the ones who stop chasing them. Those who persist, who rise after every fall, and who refuse to surrender to setbacks are the ones who claim victory in the end. In the journey of life, challenges are inevitable. There will be moments of doubt, moments of failure, and moments where the world seems to stand against you. But remember this: persistence is the force that turns obstacles into opportunities, failures into lessons, and dreams into reality. The difference between those who succeed and those who fall behind is not luck, talent, or intelligence. It is a refusal to quit. Every great achievement in history was accomplished by someone who kept going when others stopped. Every breakthrough, every innovation, every story of triumph was written by those who chose to persist. So when you feel like giving up, remind yourself why you started. When doors close, knock again. When you stumble, rise stronger. Let every setback fuel your determination, and let every failure be a stepping stone toward your success. The path may not be easy, but the reward is worth it. Because in the end, success does not belong to the strongest or the smartest. It belongs to those who refuse to give up.